Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? You know it's Friday night. Must be time for the Space Corps podcast, baby. It's your boy Stoney coming to you live from the TCM Museum of Minnesota. Good evening, everybody. God damn it, we made it through another week. Hope everybody's doing well. Get in here, share the shit. Let's go. We got a really special fucking show tonight. Really excited about it. So let's just kick right into it. Got to go through them sponsors real quick. Of course, Half Moon Designs. That is our homie, Ann McDonald, from the shit show, making the most top quality, beautiful bags, purses, you name it. TikTok viral with the burrito wallets and all that shit. Amazing stuff. So if you need something from her, if you don't have it already, check out her Shopify. And when you check out, make sure you use Space Corps for the promo code. You're going to get 10% off your entire fucking order. Nothing is excluded in that. So make sure you do that. Support the fucking family that way. And, of course, if you need a little bit extra, too, you want to support the show, I got the Space Corps podcast merch, Stoney's TCM shit. Any little bit of that sales, I appreciate the shit out of it. Of course, it goes right back into the show, so I can get myself some better goddamn microphones and all this type of stuff. Jade knows exactly what I'm talking about there. I do got some of the skateboards still going on right now, including that super exclusive SilverCon exclusive one. I'll even show you guys that a little bit later tonight. I just got them from Madrid, so let me know if you need that shit. And then, of course, our homeboy with Hot Reels. If you all need that stuff, you know I've done specials on that. $20 for all the dope stuff that he's got. Really unique things for your horror collection and all that. So we're rushing through that because, ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, tonight I'm so excited. We got fucking horror community royalty in the fucking house tonight. This man is responsible for fucking so many friends that I've made, linking up so many people, establishing the first real true fucking horror group community that started it all. I mean, we're talking, this man's a musician, he's a filmmaker, he's been in amazing stuff like Softweight Underbelly, he buys, sells, trades, crime relics, human remains, everything dark. He has the Offbeat horror podcast, and now he's even got the Offbeat True Crime and Paranormal Expo coming up in January 11th, 2025 in Lebanon, Tennessee. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. None other than Mr. Chad Sheppard. Chad, can you hear me?
I can hear you, dude. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, my man? How the hell are you?
Doing good, man. I love your setup, dude. It's a nice setup.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. It's I can't believe the wife hasn't divorced me yet. You know, this is Exhibit A, man. This is all she need. If she ever just needed to be like, dude, he's crazy and he spends the family finances on bullshit. You know, he'd be like,
oh yeah, there's easily $50,000 or $60,000 sitting there.
I don't like to ever put dollar amounts, but you're probably right. Good God.
Hey, thanks for the intro, dude. I really appreciate that. That was very kind of you.
It was so hard just to pick the couple of things like that. I mean, yeah, dude, I hope you understand, you know, you're like the Elon Musk of the horror community, Paige.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
dude,
I don't think so.
I mean, like what you've done with Offbeat and everything, you know, it's like you think that would be like the benchmark, but I mean, it's like it just seems, you know, that's just a side thing of what you do. I mean, you had or still have like brick and mortar shops. I mean, you and Chelsea are everywhere filming. I mean, everything I said, it's crazy, man. It's impressive, dude.
No,
Can you still hear me all right?
yeah, I lost out on some of your audio there, but
No worries.
Well,
Yeah.
the last thing I heard, well, thank you so much. That's very nice of you. I definitely had a ton of help. You know, I didn't do it all by myself. Luckily, I have a great partner that helped me out on a ton of stuff, you know, and got me kind of organized because I'm just a kind of fly by the seat of my pants guy. I don't really know what the fuck's going on at any moment of the day.
Sure.
So
Well,
Chelsea's a huge help. You know, she's helped us, you know, do so many things. I couldn't have done it without her, especially guys like you, man. A lot of you guys in the community, man, I'm very appreciative of.
well, dude, it's again, it's thanks to you for giving us a place where we all started. You know, where this all kind of began. You know, I mean, I'm so grateful for the friendships that I've made and just what's gone on. I mean, it's been, you know, a really fun, and I'd like to say it sounds weird, but like a healthy outlet for something to do in my spare time. You know, I mean,
No, yeah, no doubt, man.
it beats like a gambling addiction or like something, you know, right? Or like,
That's true for sure. So right now, just to explain to everybody that's watching this, I've got a secondary device where I'm looking at you, but you're like 10 seconds behind. So I'm going to focus more on this one up here, so I don't get messed up. But Yeah, man, it was just, we found ourselves, it was during COVID. Our store, obviously we couldn't be open. We had, people that worked there, we were having to let go. And I was like, man, what do I do? We've got this literally 10,000 square foot space. And I was just watching the, Facebook Live, and I saw a guy, he has a toy show called Gnarly Toolbox.
Okay.
And I saw him selling some things. I was like, hey, I ought to try that out. And that's kind of where it all started, and just kind of grew from there. I felt like all of us were kind of going through some rough shit, for the first time being, since I've been alive, where, the world was shut down, nothing to do. And, we got to go on and have a lot of fun and meet a lot of people. And, it's been really cool. Just this past weekend at Scarefest, we saw a bunch of the Offbeat community. I had at least probably 15 people come by. Got to see, Roy and Jason were there. Michael Mills, a ton of people. It's cool just catching up, hanging out, and all that's possible because of, these lives that we've been able to do.
That's excellent. And us Midwesterners and us up in the North, we've always been so envious because, there's so many different conventions and just kind of more, centrally and down, everywhere else other than just up north. Like we get like one convention up here in Minneapolis a year, which we're grateful for, but it's a lot further travel to come meet all you guys and stuff. So I'm envious, but I'm happy that it's like not only is it like an online community, but then also it really can step over into real life, and it's just fucking cool, man. Just to shake hands and hug, the fucking brothers and sisters that you've been, chatting up with, for years. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool when you meet someone in person. It's a different experience than talking on the internet and you're standing there with each other.
Right.
And get to, hug it out and, talk in person for the first time. Yeah, I really enjoy those things. We really enjoy going out and doing those and being able to meet people.
That's excellent. So do you guys like get a booth then when you do that, or were you just kind of free range and roaming around?
A little. So we got a booth at Scarefest. They were nice enough to invite us to come guest speak about true crime.
Oh, cool.
They were sponsors for our Vet CityCon last year, like our main sponsor. So yeah, we had a booth, but we also did a lot of mingling and taking turns walking around. There were so many vendors, so many celebrities. I mean, I think there was close to 100 celebrities there.
Wow.
Got to see a couple that we have booked in the past and chop it up with them. Saw Tyler Main, RA, saw CJ. It was just, dude, we had a great experience, man. It was a lot of fun.
That was excellent, man. And like nice venue. I mean, up here, the Minneapolis one, they rent out basically a hotel. And it's kind of cool because instead of it being just one big open like convention area where it's just a grid of booths, they actually, it's all throughout the whole main floor. So it's kind of like a labyrinth and everybody's kind of stuffed in these little rooms. But dude, it gets fucking hot in there, man. So everybody's walking around and sweating. But these poor vendors that are kind of chained to their booths, they're just sitting there just sweating bullets, and you kind of go, man, that's got to be brutal sitting there for 8-10 hours just in a hot box.
Yeah. That's my Pomeranian hacking a lung up in the background, nice. By the way.
Nice.
Y'all wonder what that was. But yeah, no, it's I've been to many conventions like that. I've done events like that, the hot, sweaty ones.
Yeah.
Those are always a lot of fun. But yeah, we're just excited, man. I think we kind of both decided in 2025, like we're going to try to hit a convention a month. We're just been kind of trying to adapt and kind of figure out what works best at these conventions. Like we love bringing the true crime stuff just to show. It's more of like a show and tell on some of the things.
Sure.
But we want to do other things, and we've got some real good ideas, and we're really excited about 2025. And then we do a lot of events ourselves, man. I literally just came back from an event tonight and jumped on this where we were set up, and then we did. We've got an event tomorrow where I've got like a Mick Strawn who did the special effects for Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Leatherface, he's going to be there. It's like a free event, and then I've got one of the guys from Walking Dead, and then we'll just have a bunch of vendors. So we stay busy, man. And on top of that, we work jobs. Chelsea is doing like a 911 dispatch job now. And then I'm working as a piercer at a local tattoo shop when I'm not doing film stuff. So.
Oh man. So is that kind of her foot in the door for finding the human remains is being the first responder? She's like gets the inside dirt on, hey, this one didn't go well.
That's exactly right. Now I'm just joking. No, I mean, a lot of stuff we were, we acquire a lot of times, like, you see like full human skeletons that are used for medical purposes. Well, over time, sometimes those get broke, dropped, and the bones will be cataloged and threw in a box, and then people like us will come along and buy them and sell them to people.
Sure.
We deal with a lot of medical specimens. I'd probably say 90% of what we do. The other 10% are people that have acquired them, through other ways, all legally sourced, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing. It's different and weird, and but we enjoy it for sure.
Dude, it is, and it's interesting to me, like how I've seen some people's view, like I'm speaking like from the horror community, right? Like everybody that's here because of horror, but then when it comes to true crime and when it comes to like remains, like people kind of got some serious opinions on that, and you almost go like, well, hold on a minute, like. So did you ever, like, I'm sure you've probably had some weird situations where some people get a little self-righteous on you, and
Dude, this weekend, bro, I can't wait so we've been filming constantly. I'm about to start editing multi-episodes, but this weekend we had literally people in costume covered in fake blood coming up and literally would just stop to tell us how they disapproved of what we were doing. Which I understand, man. It's
sure,
it's a taboo thing for sure. We know it's not for everybody, but I think it's looked at a lot differently. Like if I would have been a medical professional or a dentist or something, I have a couple skulls. Well, that's cool, but when you've got like a lot of tattoos and you look like we do,
yeah,
you kind of get a different response.
Right.
We're in Chicago or Gary, Indiana, trying to get the piece of glass. And
oh yeah, bro. So one time we were in Gary, Indiana. If you know about that, then you know. If you don't, Google it. It's probably one of the most dangerous places, probably in the United States or close to it. But there was a site there. It was a notorious crime spot. So I went there and I got a piece of glass from the house because the house is since getting ready to be demoed.
Okay.
And then I thought I was posting this glass, which was from a serial killer, onto like a Facebook specific group. But when I went to share it, I accidentally shared it to some like local yard sale groups.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I started getting so much hate, and I was like, why am I getting hate on the true crime thing? Then I followed back and said, oh shit. Yeah. What did she say?
Oh, she tore you to shreds.
Oh, she tore me to shreds, dude. Just I was the worst, most evil person. And I understand. People don't understand. I think if I can have a moment to sit down with somebody for 5 minutes and give my case, that they'll be more understanding. They still may not like it, but they probably have a different takeaway from it,
Absolutely.
I think people just when they see us with skulls and stuff like that at a merch booth, they think these people went and dug this up somewhere.
Oh, right, right. Like you got shells in the trunk still or something, but.
Yeah, or like if we committed a murder ourselves,
that too.
And the thing is like if you look through just look through the pages of time, when you see killers, they don't look like us, dude. They look like normal ass folks.
Sure, yeah. So did you guys just kind of a little more recently get into like the that part of the collecting and selling the human remains, that type of stuff? I mean, let's just say like 2020. When I first kind of met with you guys and and you were selling from your store, I didn't ever really recall seeing those kinds of items and stuff. Did that switch over, or is that something you guys have always dealt with?
So it all started. So during that time, we actually had a human skull in the museum. I showed it a few times on the live. So we started off just kind of collecting things, and it was like the toy thing. We kind of fell into the toy game too, man. Like we had the store. We had a bunch of items, and then COVID hit, and then we were finding out what the customers want. We went and got it,
Sure.
We always collected for ourselves, but it was more for ourselves. So the same thing with the bones. We had an opportunity to buy a really large lot of bones, and that's kind of where it started. Honestly, it started there, and then I started having people hit me up. A lady wanted a mummified human arm.
Nice.
Me and Chelsea tracked down that for her. We've sold, human skull. A lot of people want those, but we find that the smaller ticket items are the ones that are more attainable for people. Not everybody has $1,500 for a skull,
right.
but they might drop $50 on a human vertebrae.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, my poor ass is I've gotten some good pieces from you too, and it really accentuates a TCM museum around here. I tell you what, having some bones and some feathers and whatever around here. So
Oh, for sure.
I appreciate it, dude.
You need to get the point where that's like its own location and people come tour that.
Yes, I mean, dude. So this was kind of like the concept of it to begin with was that I was looking into some properties to actually open up a brick and mortar TCM museum up here, right? And that was the idea. I mean, that was the whole reason why I kind of I call it this. But the reality kind of kicked in where all of a sudden I was looking at real estate space and I go, okay, here's this much of an extra of a lease and utilities. I have to physically be there or, employ people. And then it's just like, honestly, I mean, it's kind of a pretty niche thing. How many people are going to travel to Minnesota to come see just a chainsaw shop? I mean, I know, I was talking to a lot of different, like Brett Wagner and some actors from the TCM stuff. They said, hey, we'll come and do signings and events, and all this shit, so it's like, I know, I mean, I got really excited about it, but it really came down to the fact it's like, hey, I got 3 kids. We got a really young family and all this stuff. I mean, I got a house we bought an old Victorian home. It's like built in 1904. It's this huge old thing, but it's falling apart. I mean, it's just, dude, I'm never going to have a free weekend ever again. I'm just going to be fixing up. So I just came down to it. I'm like, I can't take that on and, basically kind of, take away dad from the family, possibly lose money from the finances and shit. So I just kind of got real about it, and I said, well, you know what? I turned it into a podcast, and I at least got all this production value all around, and then, maybe eventually it works out where I turn it into something like that. But I can't be having strangers coming through the house and shit like that,
Yeah. Especially the kind of people that check that stuff out.
Right,
People like us, you don't want us around there. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a huge leap of faith. And luckily for us at the time, we had the store and stuff. We had other things cooking. We were working with some musicians that was giving us a steady check. So that was kind of like our just labor of love. During COVID, it was great for us, until PayPal shut our account down. That was a whole mess. But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is like one of those things you have to take a chance on. You almost have to have a place that you can do something secondary to bring in the money to pay for your love.
Yes, absolutely. So I it's not a closed chapter or, a closed door by any means, but, just for right now, that's just kind of where it was. But, I just told so many people, I mean, I had a meeting for almost signing a lease. Like, the steps were very close, so I was telling a lot of people, I'm opening up in the spring, this, and they kept getting pushed back. I'm like, well, I don't want to sound like I'm like a fucking liar, just, feeding bullshit, but it is what it is,
Yeah. It takes a lot of money to do it. It takes a lot, especially if you've got to have an employee, that takes a lot of money too.
That absolutely. So when you guys had the store, okay, do you still have the store?
So we don't have the store. What we have behind the store, we have another building because I had just so many items.
Sure.
Chelsea had to move to a spot behind it. It's literally in the back parking lot. It's probably, we went from 10,000 square foot. Now we're probably, I don't know, 1,500 square foot.
Sure.
But a majority of that square footage is the music venue. So we have like a little DIY punk and hardcore venue in Georgia still. So when I go down there, I check on it. But I've got a guy down there in bands that keep shows going. They got a show tomorrow night. That's just kind of our way to give back because, I mean, that kind of saved me growing up was the punk and hardcore scene.
Hell yeah.
And gave me a purpose and gave me something to do that, was positive. And so that's kind of our thing. That's why we still have it. So we do have that. And aside from that, the tattoo shop I work out now, I'm actually eventually would like to do some lives there. It's mainly right now is our time. We just don't have a whole lot of time.
Sure.
We're kind of we're trying to buy a home. And we've been looking at some Victorian homes ourselves. So like the next year or so is kind of buckling down, working our asses off to pay debt off so we can get more money for a house,
Hell yeah, dude. Nothing but respect for people grinding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, it's nice to have, you want to do this and this, but, you got to put in the work to be able to get there too.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man.
Lucky for all of us, we're on the younger side of life, so we got some time still, So let's just say.
Oh, I don't feel like it, dude. I feel so old, bro. I got a 20-year-old son now.
Well,
Been feeling
you
super.
look amazing, sir. You
Well,
look...
you look great too, brother.
So when you had the shop then before the COVID started, was it kind of just like a music, extension of the venue there, or was it always kind of collectible?
Yep. So we had the store in the front. Once you passed the store, there was a stage, and there was probably 5,000 square foot of music venue. We had professional sound, audio. We had a bar in the back of the place for us and our friends to hang out. That was ran on donations, completely legal in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
And and then we had other space for our entertainment business too. So we had all kind of stuff going on there.
That's so cool, man. I just my whole life growing up, music's just been a monstrous portion of it, and then concert life and all of that. I mean, we had in like high school times, I grew up in Duluth, Minnesota, which is up in northern Minnesota. It's on Lake Superior, Great Lakes and whatever. But we had kind of a killer like local scene up there, kind of more like a metal scene. And then down in Minneapolis, there was a really big metal area. I mean, this was at the time like American Head Charge was just starting to kind of get big, and that was like the biggest. That's our hometown boys. Oh my God, they're on Ozfest. They're playing with Slipknot. They're doing this and this. So I got into I was in a band when I was young as hell. I was 15 and 16, and I was a front man for a band, and luckily all the guys that were in the band were 18, 19, so they, it actually was decent sounding music and shit. But
yeah,
dude, I mean, that to me is just home, just the concert life, just with the friends and the shit like that. I mean, just in a crowd. It makes me so happy, man. So I don't know what you went through or whatever, and I'm sure it's a little bit different on the punk side, but there's got to be a lot of just similar, characteristics that draw us in. So.
Oh, absolutely, man. I played in metal bands. I played in black metal bands. I was in like a metalcore band when that was kind of big, called Thrill of a Gunfight. We were on a subsidiary of a label called Victory Records.
Cool, yeah.
And we did a lot of touring. That was back in the day if your CD came out in FYE, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
I was able to do that. We had our CDs distributed internationally to actual stores, which was cool. But what was crazy is we signed a deal. And it wasn't until about a year ago I got the rights back to my music. They had owned it since my early 20s, and I'm 43 now. So, unfortunately, the momentum is gone after 20 years. But I did re-release it just to be able to do it. But yeah, music's been a major part of my life, man. That's literally me and Chelsea met at my music venue, and music saved me in a lot of ways, dude, because I never found, my family was kind of, I don't know, I was just never kind of clicked with my actual family. I love them, but so I found family in my friends, people at shows, the guys that I would skateboard with. This has always been a huge part, and music was the reason. I mean, really, it was. Music's the reason I got into horror, and that I got into weird shit, so it's really shaped my life.
That's awesome, man. What do you play instruments, or were you always just kind of a front man for these bands?
Well, I play instruments. I play guitar. I've wrote a lot of music. I've actually wrote. I've helped write a song that's a gold record.
Really?
Unfortunately, I never got any credit for it. I've been a part of some really big records too. But yeah, I write music. I mean, I really enjoy it. Not so much as I would like to these days. It's weird because 10 years ago I could sit down and write an album, and now it's takes so much brain power to try and write half a song.
Sure.
And maybe that has a lot to do with when you're young and you're in that fucking hate the world kind of mood. Sure. You have a lot to talk about, but right now, what do you talk? You're a 43-year-old man. What do you talk about?
Yeah.
My vasectomy. I had a vasectomy a year ago. That's about the most pain I've dealt with.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I'm in that position as well right now. We just had our third baby. She's a year and a half, but we're done, man. And
Yeah.
I told the wife, that I was absolutely fine with doing a vasectomy route. I said, you've had 3 of our kids. You've gone through enough pain. She goes, here it hurts. I go, yeah, but it's one day, it's, or at least,
Yeah.
one event, I might be sore and all that afterwards. But was it brutal? I mean, or was it like, it hurt, but it was okay?
So what I did is, at the time I was making much better money, so I researched and I found the best vasectomy doctor in Nashville. I went there and I paid for everything up front. I got the extra, because they give you like a numbing thing, but then there was like extra. I could pay extra for like the gas or whatever.
Sure.
I was still conscious, but I wasn't. I was barely there, dude. I was like on cloud 9. So the actual procedure, I didn't feel any cutting. I could when they go to clip you, and then I guess they burn whatever they burn.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of felt like a small pinch to me.
Okay.
I ended up getting up, and I want to say I drove myself home, dude. I think I had to wait an hour, and I drove myself home, or maybe I was picked up. I'm not sure. But the worst part was the recovery. There was a couple of days. I mean, obviously swelling, and but out of all the things I've experienced, I would say it's very manageable.
Sure. Okay.
I'm someone who hates going to the doctor. Believe it or not, man, I hate getting shots. I mean, I'll let someone jab me with a piercing needle or something, but
yeah, right.
something about a shot is just so much different. I don't know, but I think, yeah, dude, it would be fine. It's, and then you have to wait like a month, and you go give a sample, and then they tell you if you're still good. And then I just recently found out every couple of years you have to go back and kind of make sure that you're still not producing. But
really?
I had the only way mine could be reversed would be another surgery. Like, I had the clip burn. I was like, rip that shit out. Let's get rid of it.
Right.
I done made 4 of those things.
Yep. Yeah. I want to be shooting blanks. Let's go.
For sure.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't even know why I asked, because it's not like that's going to change my mind from what I'm going to do.
No. You know what? I think it's a great thing to talk about, because I think there's probably a lot of men out there that are worried about that procedure. And just being honest, someone who, I'm being straight up with you, it really wasn't that bad, man. Sure. I mean, just a couple days, some swelling as expected. But, yeah, I think I got it on about 2 days after my surgery.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And then you got a reason to give some specimens every once in a while too.
Exactly.
Hey, it's for science.
It's got to make sure. Yeah.
It's in the name of family planning.
That's true.
So now, right now, you're filming a bunch of stuff. So are you working with a team of people, or is this just kind of you and Chelsea just do this and you do all the editing and everything, or what do you got cooking, man?
Yeah, so that's exactly right. I wish we had a team of people.
Sure.
It's me and Chelsea. Fortunately for us, we have had a couple friends help out. We have a friend in Nashville. He's a master at flying drones. He's done some stuff on love for us, and we try to repay it by helping other people's projects. But yeah, it's all self-directed, self-produced, self-edited, self-shot, with the exception of a couple of our friends that stepped in, helped do a few things. But so right now we're sitting on enough. I mean, we've been filming a lot. Now it's just a matter of sitting somewhere and going through and editing. Sure. That's my least favorite part of it, because I'm just grandpa when it comes to that. Chelsea's much better at that, but she's working a lot. So I'm going to have to kind of take the driver's seat and edit some of those things. And sure. I'm slow when it comes to that. But so we're doing our show. Like, originally we released 2 pilot episodes on a platform called Cold Open, which you can go watch. We didn't want to go with the name that they wanted, but they were really strong on pushing it, so we went with it. But these next episodes that we're going to be working on, we're going to be done more in the style we want to, which I wanted to incorporate not just the weird spooky shit we do, but also the punk rock element. Yeah. One day you see us at seeing a metal band and we're in the pit, and then the next day just see all aspects of what we do. So we have that. We've also been traveling to Florida. We've been down there a couple times doing a documentary with the family of a female serial killer. I'm going to mispronounce her name, Judy Bueniano, okay. The Black Widow. And getting a whole different perspective directly to the family. They're related to her and her victims, because she killed her husbands and her son, and I think a couple of boyfriends at some point. She was the first woman put to death by the electric chair in the state of Alabama, correct?
State of
Florida, state of Florida, sorry. Yeah. So we have that we're working on. It's just a matter, we've got all these projects like near the end. We've been doing a lot with her grandson. He's actually flew to Oklahoma this weekend. He's filming with another family member, and he's shooting it on his phone. Like I've gave him some coaching on that, so we're going to have some of that in there. But then on top of our events, man, that keeps us pretty busy. So yeah, we're trying to push forward with the documentary, and then hopefully 2025 we can hit all these convention circuits and really promote that, and hopefully find someone to pick it up, like a production company or somebody, so we can actually put it like on a streaming service.
Sure.
That's available only like your smart TV. Like we're on a streaming service now, but you have to put it on your phone and share it to your TV. I want to be able to someone to go to Hulu or Freevee or whatever and be able to watch it.
Wow, God, that's so cool, man. It's just very, very envious of that. That's amazing. But the video editing, I'm on the same page as you, dog. I'm just like, dude, it takes forever, and then I made something that's like 3 minutes long, and I go, holy God, dude, like,
yeah. What's even worse is to be in a position that I've been in before where you edit for hours and hours and you hit one wrong button, and then it's a start over, and you're just losing your mind.
Yeah, dude, I like just editing certain things for this show like this. Like I used to, like, you know, I download this live and then I go to put it up on YouTube, but I would edit it out the first little bit where I kind of got the show starting. I'd make it where, you know, it starts right with the intro and all that. But dude, to edit like an hour or 2 hour long podcast, and then also the processing, it takes fucking forever. And then sometimes the computer freezes up, and then all of a sudden you got to start it all over again. And dude, it just drives me nuts. So I just go, fuck it. I put it up as is. I go, it is, you know, skip ahead the minute and a half or whatever, dude.
We were doing a lot of filming on our cinema camera, but the bad thing about the cinema camera is such large files. So when we start to go edit these large files, you'll start to have a lag, especially if you're recording your audio separate from your video. So you have to piece all that together. But if your video's lagging, it's hard to get your audio in sync. So luckily Chelsea did all that, because that's the kind of stuff I literally just want to break something, you know, because it's just so, it's, you know, the people that do that for a living and enjoy that they're a whole different kind of like monster, dude. That's I mean, complete psychos, because that just sucks.
You know, and even like, you know, trying to hunt through like you know, an episode of mine and then try to clip some stuff just for some reels and, you know, in Facebook, you know, little promos and stuff, you know, put them up on TikTok. It's like, dude, it's so like tedious, you know. You're like, you got to almost kind of remember, you know, what was a part that I liked to that, you know, because otherwise you're like trying to hunt through, find the right thing, you know, and then, you know, I make the edits and shit. But then, you know, I feel like all these algorithms and everything really suppress, like, you know, if I put it up on 3 different platforms at once or something, it just seems like you don't get the kind of turnaround and the viewership or whatever. So it makes you almost feel like you got to spread it out more. So it's like, okay, now I made this clip, now I got to remember to put it up on Tuesday on this one, and then, you know, Friday over here. And again, it's just exhausting, bro.
It's a full-time, bro. It's a full-time job. You know, that's the thing. If you're trying to, especially now, because the algorithms change every week almost.
Right.
So if you're not posting on a daily, and you have to sit there and look at the analytics and see, okay, if I post at 2:00, I seem to get a better reach. But that's just for Facebook. But on Instagram, I got to post at 5:00. You know, it's a headache, man. And that's kind of a lot of the reason why we've just been stacking all this content, and our goal is to get it all finished, completed. Then we'll stack enough daily drops for months. And it's just, I mean, it's a full-time job, dude. You almost need someone, like when it comes to the editing. I really like the way Chelsea edits, because she has a different vision than I do, and it always come out really good. But I'm just going to try my best to imitate that, you know. And then luckily when she's off work, she can check it out, and she always goes back to just the final touches and changes things and tighten it down and make it, you know, look better, sound better.
Dude, for sure.
She actually listened during school. I was the guy that was kind of zoned out, which was cool, because we both went back to, you know, we got to do film school together, and I'm like grandpa in there because everybody's straight out of high school.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, man. I do think it's cool for, you know, obviously you guys are doing this because you're passionate about it. And, I think that it's really cool that, having full control on it, just being you two, and you're not, partnered up with somebody who's got a different vision that's conflicting. But like, I mean, dude, it's like you're making something you love, and then you can incorporate, music and score it, with your friends. And I just think that's the even more special kind of touch, whether you're doing that or not. But.
The music of anything sets the mood, and that's why I'm so excited about the next ones we're doing, because I've got permission from some of the bands I grew up listening to, for us to be able to use their music. So I'm really excited about that. The pilot episodes we put out, they're okay, but they're they were rushed. They were somewhat scripted. I mean, the everything we did, the ghost hunt we did at Octagon Hall, obviously that was in real time. But there were certain things that, okay, we need this. We got to say this. We got to do this. But the newer stuff, we're literally we're filming as we go.
Sure.
The first initial interaction when we get out of the car and we meet Judy Buenano's grandson for the first time, that's all being filmed, It makes it so much real and in the moment. And it really translates better than the other stuff.
Sure. How long did you spend down in Florida doing that?
Well, we've been down there twice. So we've got, I don't know. We had to plan it, dude. I think we probably have. That's what people don't realize too. It takes a lot. Like we probably got $5,000 or $6,000 of our own money into going down. That's just expenses,
Sure. Oh yeah.
But as far as time, and we have a ton of time into it. I don't even know how to put a time on it at this point, because we've done so much. But we're nearing the end. I think once he gets back with this footage, we'll be able to put that in there and make something that's 45 minutes to an hour, or maybe even break it down to a couple episodes. We hadn't really decided which route we want to go, because since we started this project and since the soft white underbelly thing, we've met and talked to different people that were involved in true crime things. So we're kind of thinking too, maybe we can make this an episodic thing. So we don't know, man. We're just going to do it and see what happens.
Dude, I'm a big fan of just fucking I kind of know what I want to do, and I'm just going to figure it out. Maybe it's a one-shot documentary. Maybe it turns into a docuseries. Maybe it's, who knows? I think it makes it exciting to me. It's just
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's like I like to kind of plan out what's going to happen in my life, but I also do like to leave that element of surprise in between of, just kind of, here's the general idea, but let it unfold naturally.
Oh, bro, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants guy all the time. Chelsea is like shit more planned. That's probably like some of the biggest gripes when we get into it, because I am a fly by the seat of my pants. And I'm like, I don't know, let's just do it. We'll figure it out.
Dude, I think those are the best teams. My wife, she's a dreamer. She's an artist. She's got the vision of what she wants, and I'm such like the nuts and bolts and like, well, here's the mechanics. So like, how are we gonna make that happen? And she hates it when I start talking that, because she's just like, that doesn't matter. I just like, this is what I think of, and she feels like, I'm like, I'm not trying to like kill joy or anything, but I'm like, hey, I'm excited about your vision and I want it to happen, so I want to make sure here's the steps to make it happen, and. So, but I think that teamwork works well together. I think you get two dreamers together, and then all of a sudden, you're missing some crucial foundational, blocks.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
Oh, yes. So how did you get approached by Soft White Underbelly? Did you guys reach out to them, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so we had been talking to Soft White Underbelly actually about a year prior to? About a year prior. To actually going on it, because originally when we got the message, it was like, hey, we're interested, and then it went from that to not hearing anything. So then I ended up reaching back out and I said, hey, just want to check back up, and I got a message that, hey, we've decided to go another way or whatever. And I figured it was because of, at the time, Merle Allen had just been on there talking about pretty much similar things. That was where we got our first piece, was from Gigi Allen's brother. That was kind of kicked off our whole true crime thing. So then I guess about a year goes by and I sold that mummified human arm. So I just sent the video of me. I made like a little 1-minute video of like talking about selling a mummified human arm. So I just sent that to the staff again. And then I was at the bank and my phone rang, and it was Mark from Soft White. So I literally had been waiting 30 minutes to talk to somebody, and I just left and went outside.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey man, I just saw the videos. When can you come on?" And at that point, we didn't know how we were going to do it, but I also didn't want to miss the opportunity again.
Right.
So I was like, "Will you give me a date?" So it literally happened. It felt like 2 weeks after the call.
It was about 2 weeks, which the original plan was when they were coming to film for the Whitakers.
That's what it was.
Instead of going to LA,
they were going to come to us. Yeah, originally.
That timeline got thrown off for them, and they were just like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, so that's what happened. They were originally going to come to us, like Chelsea. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
But yeah, when we got the other opportunity, we booked some cheap ass Spirit flights, which was a terrible idea. And, we borrowed some money from from my in-laws, Chelsea's mom and dad, and we flew out to LA. And we got there, and we went immediately to the show after not sleeping for like a full day. So when I got there, like I watch Soft White Underbelly. I see a lot of people real serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to add some like humor to the thing to show, hey, not everybody's like a guy that lives in their parents' basement.
Yeah.
And has no respect for the victims involved in some of these true crime stories, because that's just not the case we do. So I had put some things in my pocket, so we sat there, we're standing in front of a thing, he takes a photo, and I had that humorous bone in I was going to be like Inspector Gadget and pulling all kind of things out during the interview, So we went to take the picture, and I put the bone up to my ear like a cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to be funny. He was like, "No cute photos." So I just put it down. So it kind of fucked up my whole groove, like right off the rip,
Yeah, it took the wind out of your sails, right?
Yeah, it totally did. So we sat down, and I didn't intend on playing with a humorous bone for the entire interview. It really did become like a fidget spinner for me, because it was nerve wracking, because I knew that, hey, there's the potential of millions of people seeing this, and I really wanted to convey that we were approachable, respectful, and then we're just into some weird shit,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we did the best we can. We made a couple little flubs on there, and kind of got some misinformation. We're working on no sleep. But all in all, it was great for us, because I had a lot of people reach out after that. I still occasionally will get an email, and I was able to help. Me and Chelsea helped a lady that had wrote a lot of these killers, went and visited them in prison. We helped her sell, several like high-end items.
Mm-hmm.
So all in all, yeah, it worked out great. And ever since then, me and Mark still talk. Like I've lined up a couple other interviews for him recently. So hopefully, I think before it's over with, we'll probably return to that. Especially with our true crime thing, we've got the Expo coming up. So,
sure.
So yeah, it was a great opportunity, man. I'm just thankful we got the opportunity, and hopefully that will be one more thing we can use to kind of push our film projects along. Because me and Chelsea spent so many years helping a lot of musicians chase their dreams and doing things for them, and this felt like the last year or two is like the first time in a long time we've kind of focused on our dreams.
That's excellent, and as you should. I mean, it's nice to be loving and thoughtful and helpful to others, but you guys got to have a little fun and recognition, and build something else too, than just always putting up other people. I mean, there's obviously a balance between it, of course, but
yeah,
and I think
it's cool too.
When you said you guys flubbed on a few things like that, I think nowadays it's so much more different when people understand that a lot of this stuff is just kind of it's very raw what we do now. It's just that like this, what me and you are doing. This is just one take. This is it. If something gets fucked up, it's not like we're cutting and chopping and taking things out. So it's I think people understand and are a little more forgiving that sometimes on long format and things, you might say something that was a little wrong, and I think it's just a lot more understood that you can say, actually, I was wrong right there. I'm sorry. I meant to say this. And people just go, oh,
yeah.
Okay. As long as you admit it and talk about it. It's just the people that go, oh, shit, I fucked up. And then you just refuse to talk about it or acknowledge it, So.
Oh, yeah. I've always been the one to kind of try to retry, because, I mean, it happens. It happens when it's live and in the moment.
Sure.
but yeah, I mean, what can you do? All you can do is make the best of it. And, I felt like we did, a decent job of doing that. There were a lot of other, it's hard to fit your whole life into a 30-minute episode on the internet,
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people, people just see what they see. They don't see all the other things that we do out here. It's just, they only see that.
Yeah. Isn't it just like, the aspect of social media and stuff, right? Okay, there's a lot of negativity about it, especially like, the young kids growing up in it and all that type of stuff. But put all aside, how fucking cool is it to live in this time where online, how you can connect to somebody like Mark, or just like how quickly you can shoot a video and pump that over, and all of a sudden you're connected to somebody you would have never talked to before. I mean, famous people, people in industries, like, dude, it's crazy. Like, I chopped up one of my last episodes, and I did an unboxing for a new item, a TCM item that came from Party City, and I wanted to put it out there as a little unboxing video, so you didn't have to watch the whole 2-hour episode. And I put it out there, put it on YouTube and stuff, and I put it on my Facebook, and I tagged Party City, and all of a sudden they're talking on my page and stuff, and I'm just like, how cool is that? I mean, it's dorky, but I don't know who the fuck that is, but that's somebody that represents that corporation, and all of a sudden they saw my fat ass cussing and playing with their toys. I don't know. It's pretty unique, man. It's
No, that's awesome, dude. That's
crazy.
definitely there are a lot of positives about how things you can get accomplished if you put a little time in now with the internet. There's also a lot of negative stuff too. You just have to let the negativity just have to ignore it. And just keep pushing forward.
Dude, for sure. I mean, it's just like, don't read comments. Don't do this because no matter what you do, even if it's positive, there's always gonna be just some shitty people out there that just got something bad to say, and it's just like, you know what? That's okay. That's fine. It's just like. You just don't need to defend yourself in front of a million people, but you don't need to acknowledge it either. Just go ahead, spin your wheels, live in that kind of a world. I'm not about that, like I'm here to have fun. So
absolutely. And and that's why I had to stop reading the comments. At first, when the soft white thing dropped, I was like, there were so many funny comments. Like I can take it when I get compared to Drew Carey so much in my life. These glasses. So like stuff like that, but there were a few, man, that kind of like, I was like, these people know nothing about me, because I am a human, like I have feelings and emotions. So I had to just stop reading them and just like realize, okay, I'm doing this. Me and Chelsea decided to put ourselves out there, and, now there's no coming back, so we're just going to make the best of it and keep putting one foot in front of the other. And
absolutely.
How amazing the networking is, though, is that somebody from our community we met with out there to support us with stuff for the show.
That is okay. Chelsea just made a great point. When we got on Soft White Underbelly, I mailed, because I didn't want to travel to the airport with human remains, because I wanted to make it there.
Sure, yeah.
So I mailed a big box out there, but we had someone from the Offbeat community, Kenneth Hawkins Jr., that I've sold a lot of stuff. He bought like a really big item for me. It was the shoes Gary Ray Bowles was executed in. He drove an hour out of his way to bring stuff so I could show it on Soft White Underbelly.
That's
and most of it made it to the final cut. I think a majority of his items. So that shows you the community right there, man. So many times we've been places, been able to connect with people. So for that, the internet has been a great thing, meeting other weirdos like us.
Yes. Because they're out there. They might not be in your town, but fuck, dude, we're out there, and it's so relieving to know that, and to see these, to see you guys and see everybody. So, man, that's awesome. And I've seen other just really nice kindness things too. That people. I mean, some people going through hard times, medical issues and stuff like that. And we see different moderators from different groups and stuff. Everybody's putting up items together, making sales, raising money. And nobody asked them to do that. I think it's really special, but you just always got to be. You got to be careful because there's always going to be other people, right? It's still just an open book. There's a lot of people that are not great characters, and they might take advantage of people and stuff too. So be smart with what you're doing, but it's nice to see that there's genuine goodness.
Yeah, and that's what we love about the community. It seems like a lot in the horror community, I always try to highlight the positive things and just kind of overlook the negative ones, when I'm able to. Sometimes the negative one finds us and we just kind of deal with a case by case basis. Try not to give any of that any time or energy if we can't help it. But yeah, there's been a lot. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of great things.
Yeah. Do you? I know you guys are busy as hell, but do you think? Have you thought about doing a little pop up sale auction every once in a while? I know you guys would kind of do that every once in a great while, and
Yeah,
it
we
was fun.
definitely want to. We just started back with our podcast because we literally went from a move. We had to get out of the Nashville area. Rent just kept skyrocketing every
Oh,
year. So we're back in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that's where we've done an event here for 10 years, even though we haven't lived here. Um, so yeah, I think once we get planted, we definitely want to do some of those. We definitely want to just jump on and kind of hang out, and talk about some of the things we're doing
yeah.
and that kind of thing. And now that we have, I think with the shop I work at, I mean, it looks like an oddity store when you walk in. It's a great backdrop for like a live podcast. So
Definitely.
we just got to plan it and start doing it. But yeah, I'd like to get to where we can kind of do something, maybe not so much a sell, because a lot of, dude, selling horror toys, that's a constant hustle. You got to constantly be looking for stuff, to replenish the stuff you sell. But I think, maybe we get on there and we hang out and then do the occasional sell.
Sure. Dude, packing and shipping, that's a whole fucking beast, man.
Yeah.
You could do a 1 hour auction, then you spend the next 5 days packing and shipping, and then fingers crossed that it's not broken when it arrives, and this, and people not paying. And I got a lot of
Yeah.
respect for all you guys. I've done a couple of auctions. I've done like a dual auction with Shango and Sean Fuller, and I was grateful for it. It was fun, but dude, that's a roller coaster. I just can't do, man. It's too much work.
No, bro, it's a lot of work. Yeah. Because it doesn't stop after the auction. Like you said, the shipping is a lot.
Yeah.
And then especially the last couple of years, shipping just keeps going up. The price of shipping going up like everything else. So it's like when you sell a toy for $40 and you got to charge $20 to ship it. But yeah, we definitely miss being, talking with people and interacting. It's just this last year we've been really more focused on ourselves, trying to really get a house, because I'm becoming an old ass man and I need a home. I'm tired of renting from people.
Sure. That's awesome. Where are you guys looking for? You got anywhere specific that you're looking? I know you said looking for an older Victorian.
Yeah, well, we like that. We either have talked about that or we talked about just trying to get like 30 acres in a double wide,
Oh, cool.
building our little Halloween, you know, land or Halloween town. um, so we're kind of like, that's kind of where we're at. We've talked about, obviously Tennessee. We love Tennessee. It's beautiful. Definitely away from everything.
Yeah.
Somewhere we can get the most bang for the buck too. Uh, Tennessee's been a talk. We've talked about trying to be close to Salem, Mass. Um, Pretty much, I think when we get to the point where we have the loan and we kind of know what we're working with, then that'll kind of dictate where we move to.
Sure.
But
Now, is Tennessee pretty crazy though? I mean, like is that something where it's just like you're in the heart of it? Is it kind of a little sketchy now, or is that not? I mean, we do, like, I work for an electrical contractor, and I know we do some work out there, and I've heard some shit.
well, I think every city's going to have that, but I feel pretty safe in Tennessee. I mean,
Nice.
we lived in a community where there wasn't. The last murder was like 6 years ago, and it was a domestic. It was like a place you didn't have to worry about locking your doors. I mean, I did anyway because I watched too much true crime. But so yeah, we want somewhere where we can just kind of be ourselves. If we want to walk around outside naked, I don't have to worry about the neighbors calling the cops.
Nice.
And just where we can have some animals. That's kind of like, we're big animal lovers. We just want a bunch of land to put them on. So
Absolutely. Sean Jaime says, avoid Memphis like the plague. Fuck that city.
yeah, I've got friends in Memphis. I've played Memphis several times. Yes, it's a rough area, but Memphis is another place that has its spots that are nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're staying out of Memphis for sure.
Yeah, before we bought this house here, so like 2 years ago, I almost looked at moving to Tennessee for about 5 to 10 years for work related. We're doing that. There's that big Ford battery plant is going out there for all the EV cars and all that type of stuff. And there was an opportunity to go move out there, and make some good money. They were gonna, they pay your per diem and all that. So I kind of looked at the wife. I said, hey, we could go live in Tennessee for 10 years. I said they basically would pay our mortgage. We'd buy a house, pay the mortgage for 10 years, and when we're done, sell it and pocket the money, and then move wherever else we want to go. And we were close to it, man. They just couldn't. They didn't have the contracts all finalized and signed, and I just couldn't make a risky call like that, with kids and with the wife being pregnant. So we ended up just saying screw it. We bought a house here, but yeah, man, I was close, and you better believe that you guys are all on my mind. I'm gonna be close to all my fucking family down there. Like, dude, go see Eric Crimmins. Oh man.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. I think our main goal is first we got to get rid of all these pesky children that we're raising.
Yeah.
But as soon as we're done with that, I think me and Chelsea are just we're travelers, dude. We want to travel.
Yeah.
We could live in a school bus or a van and just float city to city, just have a home base somewhere. So I think the ultimate goal when we serve our sentence, which we got about 11 more years of our sentence,
all right,
kind of travel,
Dude, that's killer. Me too. I love experiencing the culture, going around, going somewhere different. We when I met my wife before we got married, we were living up in the UP in Michigan. That's where she was from. I was up there. I was working. I was running a bunch of little Caesar pizzas and shit like that. But my dream had always been to go backpack through Europe and everything like that. I took 5.5 years of German when I was in school and all that. I was really passionate about it. And when I met her, she had similar, type of goals, and we're young and in love and all this, and I said, you want to do it? Put your money where your mouth is, and we sold everything we owned, and we went and we went there. We backpacked through Europe for 4 months. We went to 11 countries. Wow. Everything. We bought train passes. Everything was on our backpacks. We stayed at hostels, the whole 9 yards, and dude, it was fucking amazing. It just I'm like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right now before we have kids and a mortgage and all this stuff. Otherwise, you got to wait until everybody's out, and then you don't know how you're going to feel when you're older. Maybe you don't want to travel like that. Maybe you don't want to stay in a hostel and not know where you're at next day, and, maybe you're tired, or maybe it hurts to move around. So I'm glad we did it when we did.
I sure hope not, because that's the life I want to live for sure. We've been fortunate enough. I've been able to see the first 60 days of me and Chelsea relationship were spent in a van traveling the country and playing shows.
Awesome.
And we had so much fun doing that. We've tried to do that, every year, the course of our relationship. So I think definitely, I love traveling somewhere new, meeting new people and experiencing new things, which probably most of us do. And I can't wait till we can do that again on a more full-time basis.
Sure. God, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's I got a long ways to go. Like I said, we got our oldest is only 10 right now, so next 20 years, this is what we're doing. But at some point, it's funny too with my wife, because she'll sit and talk she goes, when all the kids are out, she's got this grand plan that she's going to have, a camper van, an old truck, and she's going to have a dog. And she goes, I'm going to hit the country. I'm going to see all these places. And every time she talks about it, I go, you never say that I'm there with you in this vision you got. I go, are we good?
Yeah.
Says, oh, you can come too. And I said, oh, thanks. That makes me feel great.
Well, I'm hoping that this is me and Chelsea both. She'll let me go with her.
Oh my
Hell no. Those vans get smaller and smaller.
Yeah, gas is expensive, man. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well, beautiful, dude. I'm so happy you came on, man. This has been fucking killer. I really appreciate your time.
I do. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate. There's a lot of people I don't get to talk to as much. I still think about all you guys. We're just doing life shit, man, trying to get our life in order and focus on the film stuff and these events we got coming up. But I'm so thankful for the community, man. The community has done so much for our lives. I've been able to meet so many people because of it. And it will always hold a special place in our hearts for sure.
Absolutely, man. And again, and it's just, it's so thankful because it's been built by so many people contributing to make all this happen, And again, like I said, you guys were very instrumental to laying that foundation for a lot's happened. Whether you guys think so or not, you guys played a really important part that's affected a lot of us. So thank you.
Well, I really appreciate that, man. All we did was really is go on Facebook Live and shoot the shit for a couple hours a week.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's killer, man. Well, dude, if I mean, the world's your fucking oyster. If you guys are ever up north or anything, you come making some travels, dude, let me know. I'd love to fucking kick it with you guys. Show you guys around here.
I would like, and that's the thing, dude. I say this all the time. I sincerely mean it. If anyone in the community that we know is ever traveling our neck of the woods, dude, we will give you a place to stay. If you're traveling through Georgia, I've got a place there. You can literally get in with a phone call and stay there. Like we do that all the time. We have bands come through and that are playing place need somewhere to stay. We've housed bands for a week and a half at a time when tour dates fell through, and they ate all our food. And like we enjoy those kind of things. We enjoy helping people out, and we enjoy traveling and staying with other people too. So.
Fucking sweet. Well, brother, I think it's a perfect time to call it while it's good, because this has been excellent.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for having me, man. I look forward to talking to you more often, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, next time you guys got something going on too, I mean, you are always welcome to come back on, shoot the shit like this, dude. I love hearing what you guys are up to, man. So I just love just supporting the family and everybody that's doing good things in the world, man. It's good to see. So.
Absolutely. And anybody ever wants to come to our events, if they'll hit us up, dude, in most cases we'll give you at least a half off discount, if not free tickets.
Dude, hell yeah.
So,
I mean,
take
everybody watching this too, right below him right there, I got that banner on, though. If you guys can make it into Lebanon, Tennessee, right? I'm saying that right? January 11th. That's the True Crime Paranormal Expo put on by Chad and Chelsea here. Amazing.
That's it. Offbeathorror.com. Find out anything you want to know.
That's right. All right, my brother. I appreciate you again. I hope you have a wonderful night. Chelsea, thanks for doing this with us too. You guys are fucking amazing.
All right. Love you, dog.
All right, brother.
Tell the family today.
All right. See you guys. All right, family. Fucking love it, man. Goddamn. I'm lining up every single one of these episodes. I don't want to do these solo anymore because I love fucking just having the conversations with everybody. I love everybody that's watching this, everybody that's supporting the show. I appreciate the shit out of you guys. Just get in on these comments. I'm sorry, I was just so into like talking to him and hearing his stories. I've barely read anything in the comments. My apologies to everybody. Jade, I see you. Good night if you're still watching. Sean, everybody else that's been watching all that shit. Anybody that's sharing this. Anybody that's supporting the show, buying the fucking merchandise, again, it helps out just to improve some shit. I'm really trying to hunt down. I'm buying a new microphone because this thing is shitting out on me. So again, if you need a nice little shirt or some hoodie for your ass, make sure you hit up that fucking Printify there. More importantly, though, let's go to the big leagues. Let's talk Half Moon Designs. Don't forget, if you're buying something from Ann on her Shopify, when you check out, use the special promo code Space Corps, 10% off the entire fucking order. There's no cap on that, baby. None of that. Again, I like to just show the promos, everybody, the homies. Dude, Frank over at Hot Reels is doing beautiful things. I gotta update. Jesus, I gotta update some newer products that this guy's got. He is just starting right now, motherfuckers. So, if you like what he does, he's putting, he's blended his childhood love of Hot Wheels along with horror to make these really fucking cool and unique pieces, dude. And just to me, it's refreshing. It's something cool, and dude, he's only charging like $20 for these pieces. Like the fucking ones that I got here, these TCM ones, just the chainsaw alone, the detail of like the fucking just the duct tape and the blood and the guts and everything, fucking beautiful, man. So hit him up if you guys are looking for some stuff. If you can't find him on Facebook, let me know, but just search Hot Reels. Frank is a fucking dope ass dude. The other thing I want to talk about too is that I do have a couple of the TCM chainsaw skateboards still for sale. Now, these are fully licensed from Madrid Skateboards. I'm sure you've heard me talk about them a million times, but the biggest thing to me, the coolest one, I mean, they had 10 different skateboards, but the chainsaw deck is just the fucking dopest one because it's actually shaped like a fucking chainsaw. Just gotta be careful. It's limited, dude. It's limited to only 500 of these made. Madrid Skateboards is a shop out of California. They are an actual high quality fucking handmade skateboards. Everything's fucking handmade. No bullshit. These all come fucking numbered. Like this one I got right here is 336 out of 500. Amazing, dude. And then if you want to do that, they also then sell the Texas Chainsaw Massacre wheels, dude. So, you know, if you actually want to fucking get your ass up on there and, you know, and pop some fucking whatever the fuck the kids do on them skateboards, my fat ass doesn't. Let me know because these are pretty much sold out from the main thing. You may find them through different vendors. They are 100. Listen to this, okay? This is the important part. The retail is $124.95 for these boards. The fucking scalpers are taking them and putting them on eBay for $200, $300, $400, $500 fucking dollars. Don't pay that shit. I bought some extra ones because I am an authorized dealer with Madrid Skateboards, and I wanted to nab some of these really limited ones because I'm selling them for that price. I'm not here making money off it. I'm here being a conduit. I'm being motherfucking Teresa of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre world because I want to make sure that your collections has this too because I think they're fucking dope, dude. Y'all know me when it comes time to you know, selling, you know, talking about promoting products. I don't promote bullshit. If you make garbage fucking quality stuff, if you suck at shipping, all that, I'm not fucking talking about you. I'm not going to help promote whatever the fuck, okay? But if you make something dope and I like it and it's in my collection, I'm going to talk about it because, motherfuckers, you probably want it too. So, again, if you are interested and you need a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fully licensed chainsaw board or any of the other ones from there too, I can help facilitate that. But I'm selling them for that straight price, that retail price plus the shipping. Now, here's the thing, is that they all came out in August, and then all of a sudden they were doing a special TCM 50th year anniversary convention in California, and Madrid Skateboards came out to that, and they pumped out what you're seeing on the top of my screen there, this exclusive silver con, which only 100 of those motherfuckers were made. I just got the fucking package in today, and I just opened one up because I had to fucking see it, because you know I bought one for me, but I bought a couple extras. So these are fucking sick as fuck, dude. So they're just straight silver. They're beautiful. They look like a goddamn award. This one that I got here is number 15 out of a 100. So again, really fucking limited quantity stuff on this. So buy it while you can, because like I say, once they're finally distributed between all the collectors and then to those stupid ass fucking piece of shit cock-sucking scalpers, I fucking hate them. Don't buy from scalpers, please, for the love of God. Let your boy hook you up, okay? So just shoot me a message. Again, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, come over to the Facebook, find me, the Space Corps podcast page, Stoney's TCM Museum, whatever, find my personal page. I don't give a shit. Reach out to me. Very personable. I love all y'all. I want to fucking hook you up, man. So, no trucks. So, Shanghai, so the only thing is that there is one skateboard out of the 10. It's called the Sunrise Cruiser. It is the only complete deck with those special chainsaw boards, and that one was the only one that was limited to 100 until the silver con ones came out. I've got it over here. I can show you some pictures later, whatever. I don't want to get up. But anyway, the thing is that, you know, most the collectors, we're not going to get on there and fucking, you know, go down a goddamn half pipe. They're probably going up on our goddamn walls and stuff like that. So it is what it is. The fucking world is your oyster, baby. You do whatever the fuck you want with it, okay? That's all there is. That's all there is to it. Let's get back to this fucking screen right here so you can see a little bit more of my fat ass, baby. God damn it, it's the weekend. Cheers, everybody. I'm so fucking happy for all y'all that are hanging out, chilling out. I'm so fucking thankful to Chad, Chelsea, Offbeat, again, everything that they've done. I would not be here. All these groups would not be here if it wasn't for them. And again, I you know, they're not ego people. They will downplay their importance of what they've done. none of this would fucking happen without them. So much appreciated. And again, this is not some successful money-making podcast. This is more than that. This is personally something for me. This is my outlet. This is what I enjoy doing in my off time. It accents my collecting and stuff. So again, for me to be able to do that, I fucking love the shit out of those guys. And all the other fucking people out there too, dude. Shango, Ann, Sean Fuller, everybody else. Y'all know. I'm not going to sit there and rattle off every fucking person. So sorry. Fuck off. But, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let me take one more sip because I'm yapping now. I'm taking a fucking week off. God damn it. I'm on vacation all week next week. I can't fucking wait, dude. All my kids at work, they were all taken off. I'm seeing all the time off requests for fucking December, Christmas time. And I go, that's cool. Let everybody fucking take that off. Go see the families, do all that. I'll stay at the shop. I'll hang out and hang down. But the thing is, my work only lets me roll over 40 hours of vacation into the next year. And anything after that, it's use it or lose it, bitch. And I will be goddamned if I don't use that, because I'm frugal as fuck. And if you don't use your fucking vacation time, you're a fucking idiot, because that's awarded to you, goddammit. And you can go, oh my God, I can't take it off because it's too crazy. It's too busy. Bitch, it's always going to be crazy. It's always going to be nuts. Live. You don't live to work. Work to live. Do that shit. So I'm just fucking taking next week off because goddammit, it's Halloween next week. The kids are still in school. Wife and I were going to start tearing ass up into all the bedrooms. We're gutting all the bedrooms. We're switching everybody into different rooms and all that stuff. It's going to be fucking awesome. So, dude, so next week, Halloween, I'm fucking tearing ass, doing some good shit around the house, feeling good about myself, and I'm getting away from work for a little bit because, Jesus Christ, that place is making my fucking blood boil, baby. I'm only one man, you know what I mean? So, let's see, Fuller! Shotty Fuller's in the house. Again, shout out to everybody that's been here. I'm sorry I haven't been watching the comments. Like I said, just Chad, he's such a fucking cool dude. I was just so eager to ask him so many questions. Typically, these episodes, I really like to incorporate, everybody that's viewing and watching, your questions and commentary and stuff, because that's again, I preach this is a social hour. If you can join the live when I do this on Friday nights, 9:30 p.m. Central, come be a part of it, dude. You can find us on the Facebook page. Otherwise, I share it to all the other horror groups and stuff. It's out there. But if you can't make it, that's fine too, because I put it up on the YouTube page. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on the TikToks, the Instagrams, all that dumb shit. I usually kind of chop it up, so any of the unboxings and stuff, I'll try to put that up there. You know how it goes, man. So here's the big thing. Another takeaway. Next Friday on the podcast, Mr. Eric Crimmins, the Stash Man, is going to be on the fucking Space Corps podcast. I'm excited as fuck about that. And then, baby, I'm giving you a double dose. I'm giving you a fucking 2 Podski weekend. On Saturday, I got fucking a dope-ass band. Minneapolis Metalheads are coming. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to tease it. You don't get to know until I put out the promos, though. But this is going to be the first podcast where I'm going to have a fucking group of people on. So we're going to have some fucking rowdy metalheads that are just tearing it up in Minneapolis. They got their brand new EP dropping. They got some shows to promote and stuff. I'm going to be handing out some free fucking some free EPs and a bunch of cool shit like that. So again, my favorite thing about this thing is that, yeah, it's a TCM museum, but bitch, I talk about whatever the fuck I want, and I have on whoever the fuck I want. So whether the fuck we're talking horror, we're talking music, if I want to have goddamn fucking whoever politics, I don't give a shit. If I want to have your goddamn lunch lady, if I want to have your mother on here, bitch, she's coming on. So, yeah, dude, you guys fucking rock. So, again, shout out to Chad, shout out to Chelsea, Offbeat. You guys were fucking awesome. Thank you for coming on. It was so fucking dope. You need to start doing a call-in section of the podcast. Dude, I am open to everything and everything. But here's the thing, is that I am super limited because this is a ghetto little hokey fucking thing. So support the show, baby. If that's what you guys like, dude, fucking hook it up, man. Buy some merch. Do something like that. You know what I mean? I'm putting my money into this fucking thing whenever I can and all that. But you know what I mean? If the wife finds out I'm spending fucking $300 a month on a goofball podcast downstairs, she's going to go, hey, we got a house to fucking fix up. Hey, we got a baby that needs diapers. Hey, what about groceries? Hey, she's fucking right. So it's a balance. It's a dance, baby. It's a dance. It's you know what I'm saying. Sweet mom's been gone since 2017. I love you. I'm not even gonna give you a smart ass comment about that. Sorry for your loss, my brother. I do dearly mean that. I can't find her stuffing recipe. I have questions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a conclusion to the Space Corps podcast, episode number 42. Jesus Christ. I appreciate the shit out of every one of you motherfuckers, whether you support the show or not, but just if you're just watching this, if you're in the comments, if you're sharing it, if you're liking it, you're doing anything, even if you're not doing anything, I don't expect anything from anybody, dude. I fucking love the shit out of all y'all. You're good fucking people. Y'all know who you are, and I know who you are. So, in conclusion, motherfuckers, I'm going to see you again next Friday with Eric Crimmins, the Stash Man. The lovely Vanna will not be on, but that's okay, because Eric does have an auction, I think, on that Saturday. So this is going to be to prep up the auction. And then again, on Saturday, I got a fucking dope-ass Minneapolis metal band coming on in. So we're going to be doing all that. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great fucking weekend. Get drunk, do your drugs, do whatever, or don't. Do your taxes. Pay your taxes, something. I'm out of shit to say. I love you. Peace, baby.
Drifting through the void, no gravity grip. Space Corp saga on a cosmic trip. No breath to take, but memories steep. Searching for the chainsaw in the galaxy deep. Stars blink, the silence loud. Stony waiting, Minnesota proud. Magic chainsaw, got the cosmic glow. Gonna bring it back, gotta let 'em know. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Harvest moon in the cosmic sky. Stony holding breath in time. Chainsaw quest in a stellar rhyme. Past the nebulous misty smoke. Chasing myths, never broke. Zombie hero in a spacesuit shell. Searching for a song, rock through hell. Dim lights, planets and moons alone. Alive, chainsaw's power, a magic sign. Echoes of the past in the endless black. No turning back, in space we hack. Space Corps goes orbiting by. Harvest moon in a cosmic sky. Stony holding breath in time. Chainsaw quest in a stellar rhyme. Stars blink, the silence loud. Stony waiting, Minnesota proud. Magic chainsaw, got the cosmic glow. Gotta bring it back, gotta let 'em